Do you want to be financially prosperous? Understand one thing. Wishing alone isn't enough. Wanting it is the bare minimum, and that minimum won't lead you to real financial freedom. The prosperity and security many seek, the peace of mind that few possess, doesn't come from a magic formula or shortcut. It comes from a simple yet relentless force, discipline. And without it, you're already one step away from failure. Ask yourself honestly, how much discipline do you really have? Discipline is the price few are willing to pay. And here's the stark difference. While some complain about bad luck, others are quietly stacking up small but consistent wins. That's the truth many try to avoid. Want to prosper? Then every decision you make, every conscious or unconscious choice, is leading you towards a future of freedom or frustration. What are you choosing? Here's the raw reality. The path to prosperity isn't easy, but it's simple. And the choice is always in your hands. Those with the courage to follow financial discipline are the ones who achieve true freedom. So if you want to turn dreams into reality, wishes into results, start right now. It's time to act or settle for what you already have. Let's face reality. Most people believe their financial failures are due to a lack of opportunities or the economic crisis. But is that really it? How many times have you received money, be it from your salary, a side gig, or even an unexpected help, only for it to vanish within days without a trace? Ask yourself, is it bad luck or a lack of discipline? Financial discipline is invisible, yet it sustains everything. It's like the foundation of a building. You don't see it, but without it, the whole structure collapses. Financially secure people aren't relying on miracles. They understand that every small expense and every choice to consume is like a brick that builds or breaks down their wealth. What do you do when no one's watching? How do you manage your money in daily routines in the smallest details? This is what truly defines who has a stable financial life and who will spend their life chasing losses. Let's be direct. If you don't have a clear financial plan, you're working against your future. In the United States, about 63% of people live paycheck to paycheck, unable to save anything at the end of the month. Source: Bankrate. This isn't a coincidence. It's a lack of organization and control. And the hard truth is that without this, any dream of financial freedom is out of reach. How many times have you found yourself not knowing where your money went? Financial planning isn't a detail. It's a game changer. When you control your expenses and set goals, you prevent your money from disappearing in small impulsive expenses and know exactly what you're building. A study from Harvard Business Review showed that people who set concrete financial goals are nearly 30% more likely to achieve financial security. Planning not only protects but speeds up the path to prosperity. But the question is, are you really willing to follow this path? Think about it. How many times have you been caught off guard by an unexpected expense and ended up in the red? Without planning, any unexpected event becomes a problem. With it, these situations are manageable. Research by the Financial Health Network shows that 43% of Americans struggle to cover emergency expenses. This means that without a control system, you're always one step away from a crisis. Is that what you want for your future? Financial crises are inevitable. The difference between those who sink and those who overcome these moments lies in the ability to withstand and act with clarity. In the United States, almost 40% of families cannot handle a $400 emergency expense without borrowing. Source: Federal Reserve. This shows that most people aren't prepared to face financial difficulties. And when they arrive, these people are caught off guard without resources or strategy. Are you truly prepared to face a situation like this? Financial discipline acts like a mental muscle that you train day by day. Every time you say no to an impulsive purchase or put money into your emergency fund, you're strengthening your financial resilience. In times of crisis, this muscle is what prevents you from making desperate decisions that could put your stability even more at risk. A CNBC study showed that people with financial reserves experience 35% less stress during economic crises. So discipline isn't just about money, it's about maintaining peace of mind when everything seems to be falling apart. The hard truth needs to be said. Most people underestimate the power of small financial decisions. They want quick results, a big leap that brings prosperity overnight. But the reality is that true financial growth comes from consistency and patience. In the US, data from Charles Schwab shows that investors who make regular, consistent contributions over time accumulate up to 60% more wealth than those who invest sporadically, looking for quick gains. Investing isn't about luck, it's about persistence. Financial discipline turns small actions into big achievements. Think about it. Every dollar saved, every avoided expense, every regular investment accumulates over the years, growing almost imperceptibly. This is the power of compound interest, a silent force that rewards those who are patient. Albert Einstein called compound interest the most powerful force in the universe. But this force only works for those who have the discipline to nurture growth gradually, with patience and vision. Financial discipline isn't a prison. It's the path to true freedom. Many see the idea of control and organization as a limitation, something that restricts pleasure and spontaneity. But what really imprisons is the lack of planning, the debts, the stress of living without security. A study by the American Psychological Association revealed that nearly 72% of Americans cite money as the primary cause of stress in their lives. This isn't freedom. This is the price of a lack of discipline. Financial discipline allows you to make choices without being dominated by the fear of not having enough money. Think about it. Who is truly free? The one who buys everything they want and accumulates debt, or the one who controls their finances and can decide what to do with their money at any time? With discipline, you choose what truly matters. It lets you say yes to what's important and no to what takes you away from your goals. And over time, every decision that seemed like a sacrifice transforms into freedom. Here's the essential point. Financial discipline is a journey, not a destination. It's not just about accumulating money or avoiding debt, but about building a meaningful life, a life where you have control. Most people spend their entire lives as spectators of their own finances, always reacting, always living on the edge. And what you've learned so far shows that there's an alternative. Discipline is this alternative. It's the path out of financial chaos and towards something meaningful. Think of all the times you lost sleep over piled up bills, over the uncertainty of tomorrow. Isn't it time to reverse that? Discipline, which many see as a restriction, is actually the opportunity to transform this scenario. The National Endowment for Financial Education reports that 88% of people who practice financial planning and discipline say it brought them a great sense of freedom and accomplishment. That's what discipline provides: peace of mind and a clear purpose. The choice is yours. You can continue living according to momentary impulses, or you can start building a new reality where each decision is a step toward your security and freedom. Financial discipline might seem challenging at first, but it's the foundation of a life where you don't rely on anyone, where your choices reflect your dreams and not your limitations. This is the journey of true independence. So what will be your next step? Will you let money continue to dictate your choices, or will you make discipline the pillar of your freedom? Remember that this journey doesn't have to be done alone. Share your experiences with money in the comments. Keep following along with the video that's appearing on the screen. It's another step toward the big life change you've been dreaming of. Every story is a lesson, and perhaps your own achievements can inspire others to take their first step toward financial freedom.